Let's get started with the build, with our first attachment being the Jack Patriot conversion kit. This is going to give us the iconic Grenadier barrel, as well as making the gun full auto, which is how it was shown in the movie. And then of course for the underbarrel, we're going to go ahead and slap on that M203. In Scarface, the M16 did have like dual taped mags, but we just don't have that in Modern Warfare 3. But to get around that, I'm going to use the 60 round mag just to increase the total amount of ammo we have before we need to reload. It also gives us the classic steel mag look, which I really care about. And then finally, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, but if we throw on the charcoal camo, for some reason, the carry, stay charcoal. The carry handle on the gun doesn't change colors. It doesn't matter which one of these solid colors you pick, it's gonna stay white, or like that 3D printed plastic, which I also don't understand, because why does the carry handle need to be swapped out to make the gun full auto? But that's besides the point. If this doesn't bother you, you can use the charcoal camo. However, there is a alternative, that being in the stripes category with the Shadow Stalker. It does fix the carry handle, however you have stripes now all over your gun. If you don't mind that, you can go ahead and use this, but really it just comes down to your personal preference. But Scarface is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think for any Predator fans, you should be pretty happy with this build. I'm glad to announce also that the M16 with this conversion kit is pretty good. I made a whole video on it, you could go check that out. It has some recoil that really wants to go up and to the left, but as long as you counteract that, you should be good. And honestly, just overall, this is one of the most fun guns in the game. So I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know what girls' frontline is. I just see a bunch of anime girls with guns, and now I understand why it's popular. But this build's coming from M16A1 Gaming in my Discord server, so a huge shout out to them. I greatly appreciate it, homie. Let's get it started with the barrel this time around. And for this, we're just gonna give it some extra length with the MTZ Para long barrel. For the underbarrel, it seems like we got a little bit of a pattern here, because we're gonna be slapping on another noob tube. And then for the rear grip, we're going to slap on the Bruin TR24 Assault. And then for the optics, I have it in my favorites, but you're probably going to have to scroll a little bit longer. We're going to go with the DR582 Hybrid. I don't know though, I've had a lot of people request I make guns from girls' frontline, and I mean, judging by some of those loadouts, it actually looks really good. Like, I'm shocked. It seems like it's super realistic guns, but with anime girls. I'm gonna go download it. So because I have so many different builds for this gun, I'm gonna just scroll through them. Whichever one you think looks the best, go ahead and run with that, or save all 4 if you really want to. And also a huge shout out to Grim and Rebel Slenderman in my Discord server for giving me 2 of the builds, and also Yeet, who is a absolute gun nerd. He's awesome. I always appreciate him. But I don't know what it is, all of these builds look super clean, and to be honest, the Cast-Out 545 isn't the fastest killing gun by any means, but there's just something about it that always makes it a fun time to use.
Team deathmatch. Engage and destroy the enemy.
Now this is a pretty cool gun. This is the FX05 Xiaogoto. I think I said that right. And it's pretty much the Mexican service rifle version of a G36. I didn't even know this gun existed until the homie right here commented it, so once again, huge shout out to them because I always love learning about new guns. But I got 2 different versions of this gun. We're going to start off with the one the homie suggested, and for the first attachment, we're going to head over to the optics, and for this, we're using the Hound Eye integrated optic. This is a unique sight only available on like the Holger and its other variants in the game. It doesn't look 100% accurate to the real life version, but I think it's close enough, and also I think it's pretty cool. Then for the stock, we're going to change it up a little bit to the Holger 26 factory. Go ahead and swap the barrel out for the LM Inflex Short Heavy. And finally for the muzzle, just to get a little bit extra recoil control, we're going to slap on the Sack and Tread 40. And then here's another version if you want to resemble the short carbine variant. It's not 100% right, but I felt like it was close enough to include it in the video. But I'm a nerd for German guns. I love the G36, so this is right up my alley. And in Modern Warfare 3, it's also one of the best guns in the game, having barely any recoil, as well as a pretty quick time to kill. This was one of my favorite guns back in the day. I used to put in work with this thing. If we had the option to put this in burst fire, I feel like it would be perfect. But since the MSBS could be turned into full auto, I think it's alright. Let's get it started with the barrel. And for this, I went with this 16-inch Tanker V. You honestly don't need it, but since it helps out with the recoil and the bullet velocity a little bit while looking a little bit more accurate, I'm gonna just go with it because overall, it's a net positive. Next up for the stock, we're just gonna make it a little bit beefier with the OPR threat. And then to get the shape a little bit better, we're also going to throw on the LTX Eclipse comb. To match the underbarrel, we're going to slap on the Commando foregrip. And finally, for the muzzle device, we're going to go ahead and use the Dark KX30. And finally, for the finishing touch, we're going to head over to our assault colors. And for this, I went with the clay camo. It doesn't cover up as much of the gun as I would like, but we can change that just a little bit. If we go back into the gunsmith, you can go to something like the Commando foregrip. If you have any variants, just switch it to one of those and it will also change the color of the attachment to match whatever camo you have on. I don't have anything for the stock comb or muzzle, so I'm just gonna leave those alone, but if you did, make sure to check because you might be able to make the gun look a little bit better. But like I said earlier, the MSBS was one of my favorite guns. I don't know if it was actually good or if it was just something that I really enjoyed using, but also the Tempest Razorback, at least with how we have it built, is really good. There's barely any recoil on this thing. You could probably beam someone across the map with ease. And I also just love the iron sights on this gun. They're super clean. I didn't know whether to include this one or not because we're pretty much turning a LMG into a AR SMG hybrid, but you know, whatever. This one's super simple. All we need to do is throw on the conversion kit and scroll down to our assault colors and slap on that charcoal camo, and then we're done. But to be honest, the gun just like this isn't going to perform all too well, so I'm going to throw on some attachments to make the gun not look too different from its base look, but also just perform way better. This gun is a little bit weird though because it's a combination of the QBZ 97B as well as the 95B. From the 97B, it has the pistol grip as well as that big old muzzle device right here. It also has the shape of the stock, at least in this part right here. But it has the magazine and the carry handle from the 95B, so it's a super weird hybrid. It's like they were trying to fight copyright or something. But regardless, this gun is also just really fun to use. The iron sights are super ugly, but that's also part of the charm with this gun. You're not going to want to pick any fights super long range. You're going to have to top fire it because if I just try to hold it down, I'm going to have a tough time controlling the recoil, and that's coming from somebody who plays this game just way too much.
Free for all. Eliminate the enemy. All of them.
Oh, now nobody wants to talk. Yeah, ass.
Fought that motherfucker with a proximity. Told you he's a super sweat, y'all. Told y'all just get out this lobby, bro. Get me the out of this lobby, bro. Look at this super sweat, bro. Now he shoots me and my whole screen starts glitching. But he's just fine. He's able to jump on top of the thing, jump off of it, shoot me, actually.
Keep it up. Standing by.
Look at this kid just drops you, bro. He doesn't even, bro, it takes me, I have a 50-round clip. It takes me at least 15 bullets per person to drop him. This mother puts in 4 bullets and you're dead. That shit, bro. Hits me with the bullshit, bro. And look at the way his screen is stuttering. That's what I mean the kid is sus, bro. I'm gonna point his ass. Bro, we barely 6 minutes into the match. This mother, look at this. This mother, get the fuck. I hope they send that motherfucker to the shadow band lobbies and shit where he never could return.
Copy that. UAV is on station.
You gotta report him. Everybody report him.
Just report him. Everybody, get that motherfucker out of here, bro, with your...
This gun is not going to really look like the Remington R5, but I've had so many people requesting it, and honestly, I just want to get it off of my chest. This is as close as I could get it, but I have something where I think it's close enough to where if maybe you squinted your eyes and made them a little bit blurry, you might not be able to notice. Let's get started with the barrel, and for this, we're going to cut it down to the light 9-inch Bruin okay, let me try to say this. Wyvern. Close enough. This is the worst part. For the magazine, we need something with a curved shape, and the only thing that has that is the 45 round mag. If you slap on the 30, it's just a straight up and down, and this thing just doesn't look good to me, so I guess we're gonna go with this. For the rear grip, this is pretty simple. We're just gonna switch over to the Bruin Agro 76. And then for the stock, you got two options. You could go with the Ravage CS if you care about actually having a black colored stock. I wouldn't go with this one. This is just way too big, clunky, and the shape doesn't look at all similar. But if you care about having the exact shape, the Ravage 20 is the best way to go. I'm pretty sure this is the same exact stock, and this is as close as I could get. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like if we flip the barrel upside down, change the magazine to tan, and the stock to black, honestly, it looks pretty close. But at the end of the day, it just looks like a Bass B with some attachments. Hopefully this can satisfy some of you homies. Regardless though, I'm still gonna use it because I always have a fun time using the Bass B, and honestly, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, I'm super critical about the guns I throw in this stuff, but it doesn't look the worst. We've definitely had a lot worse on this channel. also have some bonus builds for you homies. This first one is the 6 Spear Assaulter K. I'm copying this pretty much exactly from Garantham's video on the weapon. I feel like his loadout looks super clean, but since we already had one build using the Bass B, I just didn't want to include it twice. We have a ghetto knockoff version of the Bow Obsidian Steed. This one, I mean, at first I was going to include it in the video, but it just looks way too goofy. The hardest part for me was picking a camo because the regular gold makes the entire gun gold, and then, you know, anything else didn't really have a metallic shine to it. So I ended up using the Skull Eater camo, which you can't even get anymore. I think this was season 3 of Modern Warfare 2 with the trophy hunt event. And then I have another build for the Bow. This one was supposed to be the Atlas loadout. This is like the first or second mission of Advanced Warfare when you first join Atlas and you're doing the little training sequence trying to save the president. I just felt like it didn't look that different from the base Bow, so didn't want to include it in the video as well. But if you want it, here you go. My favorite part is, of course, the optic, which shows your ammo count as you're shooting. That thing is so cool. And then we also have a alternative version of the Loose Ends ACR, this time using the ISO Hemlock. I had a lot of people telling me that I should make it with the ISO. It really doesn't look that different from just using the MCW, but also in some areas it looks a little more similar. I just wish we could have that classic ACR stock. That would make this thing look perfect. But that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and do not worry, we got part 5 dropping on Wednesday or at the latest Thursday. You know how it goes sometimes with me. Once again, I'm really sorry that I couldn't do what I said I was gonna do with 30 guns all in one episode, but man, my computer just couldn't handle it. But I'm gonna get straight into recording part 5. I love y'all homies, and as always, make sure to drink some water. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.